Hi, everyone. This is a short editor request video asking a question about track targeting. Now, track targeting and in and out ranges are used for all different types of functions in Premiere. If I needed to lift this segment out, I can actually do it based on the track targeting, which is found here. I can pick and choose which of these tracks that I actually want to do a lift or extract edit. And there's many different functions using a combination of in and out ranges and track targeting. And it's important to note that by default, if you go looking for keyboard shortcuts for toggling V1, V2, V3, A1, A2, A3, and so on, they're not mapped to anything by default, but they're super easy to actually set up. And there's actually kind of a logical place to put them, particularly if you don't do a whole lot with multicam, where you need keyboard shortcuts for toggling between like 9 different cameras in a multicam edit. So on the Mac, I'm going to go to my Premiere Pro menu. This would be under the Edit menu on a Windows machine. I'm going to go to Keyboard Shortcuts. And what I'm looking to do is remap the number keys up here at the top to a special keyboard shortcut called Toggle Target Video. And I can also do this if I hold down and on my Mac, I'm holding down the Control key. There are similar keyboard shortcuts for Toggle Target Audio. So this is a way that you can set up some quick keyboard shortcuts for V1, V2, V3, V4, A1, A2, A3, A4, turning them on and off with the keyboard rather than having to move the mouse over and click on the individual buttons. So the way to do this, I'm going to actually start moving, since I already have these mapped to my Carl Keys keyboard, I am going to go to the default Premiere Pro keyboard shortcut. You can see that these keys are currently mapped to camera functions, specifically dealing with moving between different cameras in a multicam. So I'm just going to start by selecting these, clearing them out so that I'm making some room here for my track targeting. I'll just do the first 5. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the Control key held down. I'll just clear out 1 through 5 there so that I have these set for, I'll use these for audio. Now you can map them anywhere you want on the keyboard, but I'm doing this so that they're mapped to my number keys because that's the way I currently want to edit. And I see this a lot, particularly editors coming over from Media Composer like having the number keys just set to that track targeting. Okay, so now we need to go through and do the mapping. So let's start with the video tracks, and we need to map 1 through 5. So what I'm going to do is use the little search box here, and I'm going to say toggle target. And you'll see that there are some keyboard shortcuts in here for toggling all video and audio targets. But if I come down here, you'll see that this is unmapped. Toggle target audio 1 is unmapped all the way, and this goes all the way up to 8. And then the same thing with video. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to map V1 through V5 here. That might be a little overkill for some, but we have the keyboards cleared. Let's go ahead and do it. All I have to do is select this keyboard shortcut, drag it, and drop it up here. So now that's targeting V1. Let's target V2. Let's target V3. And let's go through and do V4 and V5. So you see how easy that is. I'm literally just dragging and dropping, and you can see that the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 keyboard shortcuts are now listed here. Now to do the same thing for the audio, since I wanted that mapped as Control 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to hold down the Control key. Actually, all I have to do is just click it here, and you'll see that that's persistent. It'll hold itself down. And now I can just kind of scroll up here to the audio. And we'll do the exact same thing with the audio. Just drag, drop, drag, drop. And we'll just do that 2 more times. I just need A3 and A4 in this case. So we'll just do that. Okay, now the other important thing. When you're working with the keyboard, if you want to test it out at this point, but don't want to like commit to it, you can click the OK at this point and those keyboard shortcuts will be live. For persistency, so every time you launch Premiere, these keys stay mapped to where you have them. You do want to save them into a preset. So by clicking on the Save As button right up here at the top, you'll notice currently my preset is just in brackets and it just says custom. That means I've modified something, but I haven't saved it as a preset yet. By clicking on Save As, I can give this a name. And in this case, I already have my Carl Keys as kind of my default. And you saw I already have that mapped to my own personal preset. But let's say I wanted to have a special custom mapping for when I'm doing a lot of this. I could actually call this, something like toggle track targeting and hit save. And now that becomes a preset that I can come back to. If I twirl this down, you can see I still have my Carl Keys keyboard shortcut. I always have the defaults up at the top here that I can go back to. These other ones that you see down here, these are all custom ones that I've made. So if this is now set to toggle track targeting, I'll go ahead and click OK. And now if I wanted to toggle V3, V2, V1, 1, 2, 3, you can see those are all toggling. And then I'll hold down the Control key. And let me do that here where we can see this. 1, 2, 3. You can see that those are all toggling on and off as I'm pressing these different keyboard shortcuts. So there you have it. That is how easy it is to map that and just make that your own. So if you're an Avid editor moving to Premiere, if you just like to have, and you use in and out and track targeting for a lot of different functions in the keyboard, this will help you get that muscle memory and help you move forward in your explorations of Premiere Pro. Thanks for watching.